everyone to the 2025 Ariel Grant Distinguished Lecture Series, jointly organized by the Department of Religious Study at the University of West and the Salmi Institute. My name is Vinod Sakya. I'm Chair and Associate Professor in the Department of Religious Study. And thank you all for attending today's event, despite the challenges posed by the wildfire. Our heart goes out to everyone affected by the devastating fire in the Los Angeles area. We stand in solidarity and compassion with those who have lost their home, loved one, and livelihood. Today it is my great pleasure and honor to introduce our distinguished guest speaker, Phakchuk Rinpoche. Born in 1981, Rinpoche is a lineage holder of the profound treasure of Sogyur Rinpa from the Nyingma School of Early Translation and one of the throne holder of the Ryuwakche Takluk Kagyu lineage. His primary root gurus are his grandfather, the late Kabje Tulku Urgyen Rinpoche, and late Kabje Nyosul Khen Rinpoche. Phakchuk Rinpoche has received a traditional education at the Dzongchar Kshetra in India and has mastered the complete Sokling New Treasure lineage from Tulku Urgyen Rinpoche and Kabje Chikke Sokling Rinpoche, as well as the great perfection lineage from Nyosul Khen Rinpoche. Rinpoche traveled the world teaching at the Buddhist center, universities, and monasteries with sharp insight into contemporary global culture. He conceptualized and demonstrated the relevance of ancient meditative practice in today's world. And he is the founder of Salmi Institute. It offers both online, in-person teaching, instruction, retreats, and even rooted in authentic Buddhist wisdom tradition. It serves as a platform for individuals searching for ways to lead meaningful lives, providing guidance on working with the mind. We are deeply fortunate to have Rinpoche with us today. He will be sharing insight from his recently published book, Awakening Dignity, a guide to living a life of deep fulfillment. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Phakchuk Rinpoche.
Professor and our family goes long back, know each other. But it's quite sad, coming to here, having this all fire. One of my students' family, fire burned, and few of my friends almost burned. It's quite interesting, but sad, but it's very funny, because I was in Northern California, coming to here, and they told me not to go because of fire. But then I have some I need to do some important blessing of herbs. So I say I cannot change that. So I need to, whether it's fire or not, I'm just going to go. And, so luckily, this side is okay, but still fire is going on. It's not yet. It's very sad. So respected to Professor and all the Pandits, and Nun and all of you. I know you all come from a little bit difficult, heavy heart. And this particular book happened is, I like to highlight, many of us, we have focus of highlight about meditation, compassion, different topics. But I have always liked to highlight about our nature is always pure. So always I like to highlight from there. We have few different traditions they like to highlight differently. But I come from a background of Vajrayana tradition. Vajrayana tradition meaning the tradition that always emphasize first that all of our nature, our essence of our mind, and emotion can be negative, can be positive, but essence is always pure. The form and expression can be negative, can be positive, but the essence is always pure. So because of that, when you start doing some physical exercise or mental exercise or meditations, you can actually see very swift and improve faster because our nature is pure. Our essence and nature is not pure, you cannot actually change very fast. Imagine we have a bad habit for 5 years. Say my bad habit is being very short temperament or very self-judgmental person. And I practice for 1 to few months, and I can see a lot of changes of how I think towards myself or anger. And that changes happens very fast, because this is how we explain. The reason behind is our nature is pure. That's why the changes happen fast. Our nature is not pure, then change is not going to be, it's going to be equally same. You takes 5 years to bad habit, you need 5 years to improve. So that's why innate nature is pure is where we begin with. So in the Buddhist tradition, this dignity book is actually not targeted for Buddhists. This dignity, awakening dignity, is just for very general public. So what I found out is many people cannot go into Buddhist pathway because they feel very, uncomfortable to take a step in. So what I try to suggest is a path of dignity, so you can actually improve yourself a little bit in day-to-day life and emotions. And whether you want to come into Dharma or not is your choice. Then you don't want, it's fine, you can go in your life. But now you have something to deal with. I don't call spiritual, I don't call religious. What I call is path of dignity. So it's a very much common sense. When you think about, like you go to psychology or psychotherapies, generally they're going to say, you can do it, you can improve. When you talk to your grandparents, they always say you can do it. They add in, this encouragement word is quite strong. So it's kind of common sense. But why they say this, the reason cannot be much clearly. But in our Buddhist philosophy, teaching says our nature is pure. That is the reason behind that. Actually, you can improve. When you can really think that you can because of your nature is improved, not because of you just believing that you can do it only. So that is what I really want to all of us to begin with, So I always tell people that you need to start with a short mantra. So I think mantra means repetition, sort of like a repeat, you need to recite. So what kind of recite is our nature is pure. My essence of my mind is pure. Many people think, actually one of my friend, actually with that repeating, within a month she actually told me that she feels very much encouraged and really much of development. And slowly she's gaining more trust towards herself. What happened is that we trust, this kind of fully 100% decisive, trust yourself or trust what you do. That trust actually kind of forgotten. Because in life, whatever we do, we need to be thoroughly checked, thoroughly think. Because there are so many deceiving situations in relationship, and sometimes families, sometimes relationship, sometimes different things. So a lot of deceiving situations happens. So this kind of trust is very difficult. That happens. And you sort of contemplate, you think a lot, and that kind of, understanding, deep kind of decisiveness in yourself, 100% knowing yourself is very few, getting less and less and less. That's why you start seeing that many of us, we're not being decisive, sometimes not 100% can trust to people, having kind of compassion or kind mind is becoming very much like fatigue, tired on that. Sometimes you become very easily affected by small things happens in family or whatever emotion. So these things you can see that it's very much shallow. All of us is very shallow. Life can change us, good and bad and right and wrong. But you need to be very much kind of self-standard, have a stable your own self. Like in this Los Angeles, what happened, honestly what happened is really bad, burn house, everything. But one thing is, because you have such a comfortable life that you never thought about. So much about things changes. You know, they kind of this kind of every time going on the same time. In Japan, I went one time. 3 minutes of the speed, the very Shankansi, how you say this, speed train, delete for 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and they already start saying sorry, sorry, sorry. They all stress out just for a few minutes late. So in Nepal, I'm sorry, we leave for 10 minutes, we late for 15 minutes, and we just keep just looking relaxing, And where I stay in the meditation mountain in Nepal, actually somebody just, how you say, they intentionally actually start fire on the mountain. And that is in the winter. So the winter is very sort of like this, very dry. So in the night, they do it at night, so nobody knows. And when somebody knows, we all went to, to kill the fire. But then we forgot mask. We forgot shoe. I forgot shoe. I just wearing a slipper in the fire. Then I realized that my feet is burning, so I need to go back again, wear my shoe, start using things. And I can realize right now the situation here. But then we are kind of used to do this kind of always something happening. Sometimes rain comes and landslides happens, and sometimes earthquake happens, sometimes this fire things happen. So we sort of, how you say, this kind of small uncertainty is always there. It's okay, we sort of take it easy. Actually, Nepali has that kind of quality. They all shake it, but they sort of take it kind of easy. Here, I realized that you're so comfortable, and the small shaking is for you, it's really huge. But of course, you lose house, everything, and then it's a different situation. I cannot compare with that. But generally, I think sometimes you need to realize that life does not go always straight in your plan. This is what I like to say. That's why you need to have some kind of steady inside within you. Because you don't have that, I think anything can changes your feeling, your emotion, and purpose of life. So that's why it's very important to understand that why you actually need to rely on yourself now more than anything, any time. It's actually yourself. So that's why nature is pure is somewhere that you need to start with. Because I realize many of people, they start doing meditation and practicing and the kind and the compassion. They always say, Rinpoche, I do so nice to these people. They always appreciate. Or this kind of things. Sometimes I meditate, Rinpoche, I don't see much improvement. And how to keep up my practice, moving on. How I can maintain every day. This kind of question keeps coming. So that's why the second important point is you need to learn to observe. You need to learn to observe what is the purpose of your repeating that my nature is pure. What is the purpose of doing that? You're doing this because when you see your ego is hurt, or your emotion is imbalanced, or your mind is not a little bit stable, fine, my nature is pure. It's uncorrupted, right? It's uncorrupted. Nobody can corrupt this. I had a bad childhood, but it's okay, nature is pure. So that seeing that nature is pure, you give us kind of space where you actually can begin with. And I think this is very, very important for me, had important, and it's going to be important throughout. And I know it's actually very important. Now, the problem I see is a lot of people like to think. And they say, how can be nature is pure? So I give you an example. The feeling of common sense, not based on the religions, not based in the books, not based, just a common sense. When you do something bad that other people feels bad, or you hurt other people physically, verbally, or emotionally, right? Do you feel good? Actually, no. When you have a kind of common sense, you know it right away, it's not right. So it's common sense. Where did common sense come from? This is the question I usually ask people. And from our own observation, my own observation and our teaching observation is the common sense actually is like a reflection, it comes from our own nature. Nature is pure, that's why the common sense is actually there. So now you train mindfulness then you're strengthening the common sense more stronger, more aware. That's why you can actually relate it. This is how we train the people. Like I had sometimes feeling of empty, feeling of empty, little bit lost, or sometimes empty, feeling of this kind of wholeness in your heart, and sometimes you want unconditional love, unconditional care, and these people are very hypocrite, they're being very nice, but they're not being nice, or sort of like this kind of things, happens because of this kind of, vacation, how is it, empty?
Vacuum.
Vacancy, the vacancy, not really big, sometimes big, when you feel very tired, emotionally, it seems like big, but normally, sometimes in the back, sometimes in the whole, when you have time to observe it, it's there. Because you forgot to arise unconditional love and unconditional condition. You forgot from your heart to do this for others. So that's why you're hungry for that. So that actually shows very clearly that our nature is pure, and our nature is innate quality is just loving and just compassion, not compassion act, not loving kindness act, but naturally pure, compassionate and loving kindness, our nature. That's why you sort of interest to get that. You want to get that intention. Actually telling us to able to practice that, but then we don't get that understanding, then we always look for family members or friends or guru or spiritual or spiritual group or or psychotherapy or somebody we look for, someone who really can like me, then you sort of feel a little bit happy. Then that I seen it actually almost all. I seen this almost everybody. Many people we don't tell, we don't say, we just sort of keep quiet. But when you have time to observe, you actually start seeing. Asian families, they are very busy with families. They're always about family. Asians, you live for the family. You die for, you work for family. But that is quite dangerous too. You know why? Because you rely on family so much that any family make you any problem is so difficult for you. Because you rely on family so much, right? Like imagine you love your dog more than anybody. I've seen it sometimes. And the dog dies, I've seen people crying, like literally cries, and they say, Rinpoche, I did not cry when my mom died, but I cried when my dog died. Right? That happens. So I'm not saying it's bad, both of these, I'm not saying it's bad. What I'm saying is you should understand that unconditional love is we're looking for. That's why I think we're loving with the animals, especially dogs. Dogs are quite sincere, I think, little stupid, but it's sincere. You know it, you give love, you hug, you do this, and you give something. A dog really, sleep with you, lick you, all these things you does, So, why we looking for this is some kind of lack of our own mind. Actually, compassion and loving kindness need to increase. So, before you meditate, before you do anything, you just do one thing. This is how I teach people. Very simple. You use your hand, and you need to say it. May all being happiness. Use your hand. May all being. One is the loving kindness, like this. May all being free from suffering. I cannot use both hands because I'm holding the mic, so you can use both hands. May all being happiness. You need to say it. May all be free from suffering. Slowly. May all being happiness. May all being free from suffering. May all being happiness. May all being free from suffering. May all beings happiness. So when you start saying this, your thought must follow what you say. You cannot go like this, just thinking, because our mind is not that stable. So you cannot actually repeat nicely. So what you do is you say it from your mouth, and when you say it, your thought must follow what you say. When your mouth saying something, your mind just follow your thought. Your thought must follow the word. May all being happiness, may all being free from suffering. May all being happiness. You follow that. When your thought follows your word, then I call alignment. It's aligned. Your thought and word is now become aligned. When this aligned becomes a key, I explain this way. The key to open your heart. When your heart start feeling, the loving kindness and compassion, start feeling. Then you check after a few weeks, that kind of empty feeling, that vacancy of, wanting people to love me, or it's difficult to trust people, or you sometimes you easily blame, judge easily, or blame easily. That kind of feeling actually goes away slowly, it disappears. Then slowly by realizing that your heart actually becomes more like a fountain of loving kindness and compassion. Now you're not hungry for loving kindness and compassion. You're not looking for unconditional love. Slowly by you feel, then you start being more sincere, you become more nice, you become more natural. That way, what happens? Your self-judgment actually disappears. And self-hatred actually disappears. In America, they have this called self-love. Actually, I prefer to say, you don't need to self-love, you don't need to love other. Just practice that first. May all being happiness. When you start doing that, the feeling, loving kindness and compassion grows. When that happens, automatically, you like yourself. When you do right, you like yourself. When you do wrong, you hate yourself. Now what happens is, you start hating yourself all the time. Or many times, not all the time, but many times. Because now you have target, right? I want to achieve this, and you try your best, but you do not achieve. Now you want to blame somebody, or you want to blame yourself. So you blame both, right? And you blame both, but other person not going to hear you blaming. He's not affected. But you affected. And you affect twice. Why? You blame somebody, that is hate, right? You hurt. And you hate yourself, second time hurt. So you punching back is you, actually. It's so interesting. So best is, yes, you can blame, you don't want to blame, it's your choice. But my point is, do little bit observation. So, like myself, I give you today, I have these 4 bhikkhus here, 4 months here. So I have a little bit of high blood pressure. So my doctor told me before, like 5 years ago, oh, you're obese. I'm much better than this. I have like 210 pounds or something like that. And he said, my doctor said, your height, you need to be somewhere 140, 150, somewhere like 85 kilogram. I don't know in pounds, but anybody can help me in pounds?
185, 180.
180, 175, somewhere there. I think 180 is a little too high. 175, somewhere there. So my doctor told me. So I'm so fed up with exercise. I don't like exercise, right? So, and I am a little bit of this kind of supplication person. So I supplicate. I say, oh, please bless me that I can actually do exercise. And something happened to me, I don't know why. Next morning, wake up, I had this feeling that I need to walk. I wear a very lousy sports shoe, and I walk for 2 hours. And from that since, I do everyday exercise. And I watch what I eat, And I study, self-study, and observation of what happens. But then my blood pressure is a little crazy. Suddenly go up, suddenly go down like this. So I did some experiment, my own experiment. So I tell you today. I wear my machine in my left, the blood pressure machine. So whenever I sit up like this, the blood pressure little goes up. Whenever I lie down, blood pressure is down. Now, amazing part is, you go to the Buddha's lying sleeping, meaning your right hand, you hold the pillow like that, and your feet, straight, and your left hand is like that. Okay, you try. Okay, not left. Okay, the right hand must be this side. Your right hand on the ear, not the left one. Okay, so right hand like this. I go sleep and I check my blood pressure. Drops over 15 numbers. Instantly, 10 seconds drops. And I check again and again and again. So I show to my report to my doctor. And doctor says, Rinpoche, now blood pressure a little high, please go to Buddha's position. She goes down like that, right? So then I goes down, then instantly go down. So anybody you have a little high blood pressure, heartbeat go a little bit, and you go to like that. Now, somebody says, Rinpoche, I go to sleep this way, I have this ascetic reflex. The problem ascetic reflex is, of course, your gut is not good, but you're eating too late. You're eating too late, then you sleep in Buddha position. That's why you have ascetic reflex. You eat at least 3 hours ahead. So you want to eat 6 o'clock, and you want to sleep in 10 o'clock, 4 hours gap, then you go to sleep in Buddha's position, like that, right? You're not going to have ascetic reflex so much. But depending on your tummy, but majority no. Now you check the blood pressure one, this one. I'm very amazed actually. So I make a joke, I should put a pattern now. I do research and put a pattern. And one of my friends says, you cannot put your name, it's Buddha created, so Buddha's pattern. Right? So please check again, okay? I check myself, it goes instantly down. Now you feel your heart is pumping fast, right away you go like this, lie down. You check your blood pressure, definitely going to go down. So observation is very important. Many of us, we just believe somebody else. Doctor, right? Hello doctor, how are you? Please tell me, right? And doctor told me I need to lose weight. I lose weight. I lose weight within 6 months. I lose weight from 105 kilo, I went down to 89. The problem was, it's so fast. Then I have ear ringing begins. Right ear, ding, goes up. Yeah? The Western doctor, they didn't say anything. There's something wrong, something. But then I went to Chinese medicine. They say, the kidney little become weak, so that's why you're making earrings. Okay? So no matter what, I lose weight. And I observation. So then doctor says, don't eat salt, no eat salt, not eat salt. Always the sodium is bad. Okay, then I reduce the sodium. And my heart goes, I said, something's wrong with my heart. And I want to check myself. I think it's salt. I start put little salt in my mouth. After half an hour later, heart goes ding, 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 ding. Then I self-study. Sodium, potassium, magnesium, they need balance in the body. You cannot reduce salt too much because sometimes blood pressure increases because of less sodium, not more sodium. Because of our sodium is too many junk food have sodium that we don't see it. That's why doctor says, the doctor should tell me not eat junk food. And I don't eat junk food much. On top of that, he said no eat salt. So that's the problem begins. That's why my whole question is observation. And all of us have not much observation. All of us mostly is follower. Buddha taught us to observe and see changes happen. Buddha did not say, you should follow me all the time. Buddha said, I teach you, you check, you observe, and you see. My way of teaching is really makes sense or not. But the observation becomes so weak nowadays. Everything we need to trust somebody else. Then that's why I really think the awakening dignity, first number one mantra is nature is pure. Nature sounds very stupid, I'm telling you. It sounds very stupid, sounds like, faking, faking yourself. "Ah, my nature is pure, sounds so. Rather, nature is very bad, my nature is very bad, and nature is pure. You choose these two. Both are fake. Which is better? Nature is pure is better, right?
Yes.
So, whether these two is both are very fake, but choose one, which is more benefit for you, long term. So that's why it's very, very important. Number one, you chant, nature is pure. Number two, may all being happiness. May all being free from suffering. You don't need to do so many. Do 3 minutes to 5 minutes. That's it. Now, this is, you can say meditation, non-meditation, whatever you want to call, you can call. But my point is, you need to, verbally need to say that. Verbally need to say and use your hand. Because when you show love, you need to hug, right? You handshake. Your physical movement is very important. Verbal movement is very important. Then you must, my thinking must follow what I say. May all being, you cannot say, may all being, may all being, hello, how are you? May all being, like this you cannot do it. You need to say slowly, may all being happiness, may all being free from suffering, may all being happiness, may all being free from suffering, may all being happiness, may all, very slowly. 3 minutes, 5 minutes. After you say, you must think. Then it's becoming in line. Thought, follow the word, then becomes a key, opens your heart. And then this is number 2. And number 3. Our mind, every moment the mind is very sticky. You know sticky? What is sticky means? And you tell yourself, I don't want to think about it. Mind's already thinking. You understand? And you really do it. I don't want to think about it. Mind goes, pew, think about it. That's right. So you have no clue what to do. Okay? That's why I really think that many of us, we can be very intelligent to survive, read books. Right? I read a lot of books. When it comes to my mind, I need to close my book, I need to observe a little bit, and I think how sticky my mind is. And my mind is so sticky. I tell you a story. It just happened to me 2 days ago. So one of my family members is a little bit going through tough time. Okay? So I don't want to think about it, because to worry about it, I cannot solve any problem. Right? I share things, but I cannot solve the problem. I just worry every moment, night, I think about I can't sleep. It's not going to help. Common sensely, right? I can't help. But because of my mind is so sticky, I already worrying, but subconsciously and consciously a little bit. When I went to sleep, I start dreaming about it. I dreaming my dad who passed away, and I dreaming that cousin, my brother, whatever, their family member. I'm going through the whole, then I woke up myself. And I think, why that happened? Because my mind is, what? Sticky. So that's why you really need to acknowledge that my mind is very sticky. When you acknowledge, when you observe, now the 50% of stickiness is gone. Now you want to do some kind of meditation after the yoga, right? Any meditations. Now you already know, okay, my mind is very sticky. So now you start meditating. Then your meditation, whatever meditation, focus your breath or whatever, whichever meditation you do, actually start going to transform. The sticky mind becomes slowly transforming. So for me, really, inspiring, maintaining my exercise, aspiring, maintaining my balancing food, aspiring, maintaining my emotion balance, Because I do all exercise and meditation, I don't need anybody to tell me how many I should do, or Rinpoche, you must do, where I get this inspiration from. I can get inspiration from within myself through observation. Okay? So I study. This is muscle training is very important. Okay? So I do a little bit muscle training, not so much. But sometimes when I'm tired, I realize my face is very numbing. You know, numbing? Here I feel very tingling, numbing. I do walking, I do muscle push-up, whatever. Does not help that. So I start observing what I should do. So one of my Chinese students, I like Tamo Pusa. I don't know you know. Tamo. Bodhidharma. Bodhidharma, right? I like him very much. So I told my Chinese student, you go to China. Anybody have this lineage about Bodhidharma's exercise? Go research. And he went few months looking, sending emails. I know he's from China, so he said, he said, yes, Rinpoche, we have a very pure line, is still there. I said, now you go study for me. And he went there, he studied. Then he came back to Nepal. Then I learned. It's 10 steps. And I do this every day. It takes 40 minutes. Okay? It's nothing about muscles. It's nothing about yoga too much, you know, like stretching like that. But there has a kind of movement and breathing that you need to do. Actually, all my numbing things disappeared. Right? So my observation is very important. So when I observe, you know this vagus nerve, they have this from brain to goes down, right? It goes in the heart, lung, intestine, called vagus nerve. The vagus actually is, they call Latin. I'm not English speaker, but I study, right? I self-study. They call, its name is called, from Latin. Vagus meaning wandering, because it wanders different organs. And that vagus nerve actually very important because it gives you calmness, heartbeat, temperature, digestive. Actually, vagus nerve is very, very important. But they don't have no much exercise for vagus nerve. Little bit doing like that, you know, something, you know, you need to eat something, need to sing song or something like that. But you don't have no really vagus nerve exercise. But when I observe this Bodhidharma's exercise, I realizing it's kind of targeting on the vagus nerve. This is my observation. They have this way of doing this. You know, all is vagus nerve exercising. Not all of them, but majority. Then somebody says, the thigh, scientist people says, the thigh muscle is very important to train. Angle is very important to train. Many of us getting old, where is the problem begin? Angle. Then we fell, right? Then we broke here. So again, in this Bodhidharma exercise, angle training is there. Thigh training is there. Especially this is my observation. So I told my student, I said, I think it is targeting vagus nerve. He said, Rinpoche, what is vagus nerve? So they teach, but they don't know what the tradition means. So that's why I am doing observation, seeing what is this, what that, right? And they have two nerves going on. So all this, I doing this, self-study. I never been to normal college, normal study, university, I never went like you. But I'm always observing and studying. I don't trust what everybody says, but I like to see myself, right? One of some scientists told me I need to put my, what is this one? Heel first when I do running. My goodness, it's hurting my knees and my hips. Then I saw one report. They're doing research in Mexico. Some natives runs for 11 miles or kilometers or like that. They're doing so well. And they study how they do. They're using the upper feet, not the heels. They goes like this. not like that. So then I try myself. They are correct. When I'm using the front, it's more like a sponging, not much, dang, 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 like that. So what I'm saying is observation is important. Observation. Many of us, we never do observations because we're busy. When morning wake up, working, come back, tired, sleep. A little time, talk to phone. Little time, Friday night, Saturday night. Your marriage, talk with the marriage, keep fighting. Little love, right? So, honestly speaking, my question is, where is observation gone? People tell me, Rinpoche, meditation is a fixture, right? It's going to fix everything, right? I say, I don't know. Really meditation does. Because I see meditators, they're very angry too. Then they say, what meditation need? And I say, meditation need observation. That's why traditionally Buddhists, they say, Shila, Samadhi, Praja. Shila meaning discipline, right? Discipline means what? Actually observation. To observe, see, think, oh, am I doing okay? Am I smiling enough? Am I respectful, good, right? It's observation. And through observation, then you begin to inspire to meditate. Through the meditation, inspire to calm your mind, but that's not enough. You need to go beyond the mind. And it's the praja, the wisdom. So that's why meditation really needs observation. When I see this young girl there, when I say mind is very sticky, your eyes spark. Because you understood like that, kind of. And I said, observation important. And you said, oh, okay. Now, after observation done, what happens? Right? I observe, Rinpoche, okay, Rinpoche, I do this, and I observe my mind is sticky. Say, Rinpoche, what I should do after that? Then I'm going to encourage you to do a little bit of meditation. Now you ask me, what is meditation? Okay? The meditation just focus your breath. Simple. Okay? Now, anyone you hear, you're very upset, right? Upset, angry, emotion, tired, right? Whatever situation happened, the best way is actually what you just did. Exhale your breath from your mouth. You hold for 2 seconds, then breathe in from nose. So like this. No, like this. No. It's not. From nose we breathe in. Inhale from nose. Then from the mouth exhale. You do this 5 times. When you really your mind is going crazy, emotional, angry, upset, okay? Something really feel very, now this is the problem you don't remember in the beginning. So like me, when I don't remember, I write. Exhale from the mouth. 2 seconds, not 2 minutes, okay? 2 seconds. Inhale from the nose. Because 2 minutes means you're going to fall, So you write there. So I stick in my room in the beginning. So you train your mind to remember. It's so easy actually. Within week, 2 weeks, you can remember very fast. Now that helpful to you, now time to teach these younger people, younger generations. Because I found out younger generations are more vulnerable on emotion level. They are much more vulnerable because this, internet, all these things, they're so vulnerable. So very important to observe doing this, okay? Saying nature of mind is pure, may all being happiness, may all being free from suffering, observing mind. Then the method, it's like small help, like Advil, Advil? When you have pain, what you eat? Advil. Too much Advil, not good. Problem. Anything like that. Too much, not good. Coffee, too much, not good. So, of course, Advil. So, don't eat too much, but Advil helps you. Like that, you exhale from the mouth. Now, problem in Asian, we have this kind of polite, polite respect. They go like this. This is not a problem. Exhale time, you don't need to do it in the office, somebody in front, in the box, like that. You go and say, excuse me, I need to go to restroom. You understand? Then you go to restroom. Like in a classroom, teachers a little bad, all the friends say, I'm sorry, I need just for a few minutes for the restroom. You go to restroom, sit in the pot, nobody sees, right? Lock door, then there has a way of doing it, okay? Now, how you say, Americans, Asian is one, okay? Asian have one problem, I can tell, okay? Some Asians here, so I'm Asian, I know. When you do it, you always talk about these feelings and this chi and all this. Now, that moment, you just close everything out. No chi, nothing, no feelings. Just exhale, 2 seconds, breathe in, inhale. Just do that first, okay? Chi we think about later, all right? Now, Americans, you have one problem. You have this expectation in your head. Oh, Rinpoche is very good for your, relieving things. You already expect in your bad mind. So you cannot let go of expectation. That happens for me too, and I met many Western students, American Western, they're all like that. No, again, it's a problem. You don't expect anything, you don't expect of chi, of energy, just exhale completely, inhale from the nose. Do these 3 breathing, like 1, 3, or 5. You check yourself. It's going to be a benefit to you. Now, this is meditation. Now, this is like a short help for you to sort of come back to the road, that you have calmness, steadiness in your heart. Okay? So I have a friend, he's a Chinese monk, and me, we went to Buddha Gaya, and we meditating. So the culture differences, okay? Our tradition is very strong. No experiences. Whatever experience come, right? Whatever experience come, is the experience. Just stick with your meditation. So we sit in the Buddha Gaya, down, meditating. Then my Chinese monk. And our meditation, we don't close eye. Okay? Like this, we like this. My friend, tradition. After 15, 20 minutes later, and we discuss. And he said, wow, the Buddha Gaya is so special, he said to me. I said, why? Because he said, wow, after a while later, you can feel the heat from the bottom. I said, when you stay somewhere 20 minutes, of course you're going to feel heat from the bottom. You understand? So culture difference is like that, because you're always observing something going to happen, heat or something, chi or like that. So that is little bit of our tradition. We don't emphasize this. In America, modern, emphasize all the good things first, right? This is meditation, this meditation, that. Our tradition, whatever goodness, we say, throw all out from window. Just do. This is how we explain to us. So it's very, very important, all of us, to just do, but don't do with expectation in your mind. Just exhale your breath, inhale. Okay? So the sticky mind. When you observe, when your sticky mind is there, you have no choice, because you need to begin with some kind of meditation. Now, one example I like to give. That is the example that I received from my teacher. He says, don't be like dog. Okay? He says, be like a lion. But I like dog. And my teacher says, when you throw a stone at the dog chase the stone. But when you throw stone at the lion jump on the person who's throwing the stone, not the stone. Right? So we are like a dog. Whatever feeling comes, whatever thought arises, we just follow the thought, feeling, and somebody give us some kind of expression, right? We just angry and upset, and we just follow, like a dog. So my teacher says, today you being like more dog or more like a lion? And I say, yes, few times dog and few times lion. Lion means you observing your mind, not the thought, not the emotion, not things that are arising, just observing your mind and then focus back to your meditation. That is the first one. That's why in the Samye Institute, it's a visual Samye Institute, I have three pathways. Pathway of dignity is the book. Pathway of transformation is meditation. The pathway of realization is our Vajrayana path, our Vajrayana path. So many students, they go to the first path, and sometimes they don't go second choice. Many people go through the second meditation. Meditation based on Mahamudra, has a Shamatha meditation over 1 year. Then you have Vipassana meditation, means beginning of emptiness for 1 year. So like that is the thing. But today my topic is not about meditation, it's about dignity. So nature is pure. May all beings happiness, may all beings free from suffering. May all beings happiness, may all beings free from suffering. May all beings happiness, may all beings free from suffering. I have one person who negative how you calling to me. I have one person I trust money, he cheated my money. Okay? Happened to me, somebody sued my friend. Right? This is normal life. We cannot run away from our day-to-day life. We can say always may all being free from suffering, but somebody is going to sue you. Right? So what to do? This is how we practically teach. Somebody sue you, you can sue back. No problem. But don't lose your loving kindness and compassion in heart. Practical life and practice is a little different. I'm talking about in the mundane state. For really like really practitioner person, two people sue him, he cannot sue back. He just need to take the sue and he need to lose it. But for us normal person, you should keep your loving kindness, compassion in your heart, and you do practical whatever needed. So one of my friends sued by somebody else, just how you call, no base, just want to get money. Okay? So he's a Buddhist, and he's a very strong Buddhist, and he don't want to do anything. And I told him, my friend, you should sue back. And his eyes goes like this. He said, Rinpoche, you telling me to sue? I said, practical life, just sue first. How much he's asking for? Rinpoche asking for $30,000. Any base? No base. He's just smart enough to see where I see my mistake and just suing me to get. I said, don't give away, just sue back. Then he sued back. Now they're going through the sue, right? So then we realize the person who actually want to get money, he doesn't have money to pay to the lawyer. And I say, they have choice, three choice. Very bad sue, medium sue, or the very weak sue back. Sue. I say, we are Buddhists, sue medium. Okay? Now you listen. After 6 months, And we saw, we're getting information saying that, please, we're going to do, how you go? How is the deal? Right? He said, how much? 20,000. And he said, Rabush, what I should do? I said, no. Sue again. And he said, no, wait, 10,000. Okay, you're going to lose 10,000, but still you give him some space. Because he get the 10,000, then he's going to pay back the lawyer. Because the lawyer fee, he have no money. So as a Buddhist, we give him 10,000. And we won 50%, he won little money because he can pay back his lawyer. So this is how we think practically. You understand? And I told him, you need to practice this every single day. Don't lose your kind compassion to that person. Moment you lose, you are not a solution. You are part of the problem. So for example, I hit this group, right? And I practice this. Then you say, all being accept this group. Right? All being happiness accept this group. May all being free from accept that group. When you do that, you can see, you can actually go after that. You can see there's some kind of hole in your heart. It's not filled. That's why you cannot do this way. You need to include everybody who's really bad to you. Included you can be parents, can be somebody who really did bad. And I have few students. Okay? Amazingly, I have one student actually better than me, I think. I really think I'm better than me. It's a she. So she's going traveling something, she raped, like gang raped, pregnant. So she called me, sending messages, then what to do, and crying. And so I say, okay, some comfortable word, all these things, but what I can do much. So I say, don't forget your loving kindness practices. And she says, okay. Then she took 1 month to able to overcome and actually included all these 3 men, part of her compassion. Took 1 month. After she do it, then she realized that she has pregnant. Right? Then after she's pregnant, then she asked me, now what is the decision in Buddhist rules? I said, I don't know. Practical is your decision. You want to keep it or you want to eliminate it. It's your choice. It's you to take decision. And I say, you think about it, you slightly different the case. She said, I decide to keep. And I say, okay, you want to keep, it's your decision. And she actually overcome by loving kindness and compassion. And I said to her, yes, I do. But when I compare with you and I imagine that I'm raped, imagine I'm a woman, I'm raped, I say, I really will, find that person and kill the person, I'm not going to be able to overcome this. So I can see that how she overcome like that is quite amazing, actually. Sometimes I realize that man and a woman has a really different quality. The woman has some kind of healing power that actually man does not. I think this is what I think sometimes. Women have some kind of figure that some kind of healing power that overcomes such a difficulties, like it goes away. I don't know how they does it. I don't know. Like me, I can't do it, Like the mothers, I asked, the pain you go through, you can give again birth. She said, yeah, I can go. I said, really? Me? I cannot, I just see it, I cannot, right? That's why there's something, I don't know, not scientific, but my own observation, the woman has some kind of quality that I really appreciate. That's why in Chinese tradition, the compassion in Avalokiteshvara, Konyan Pusa, is a female. In India, in Nepal, in Tibet, is a male. But Chinese is female. And before I always think the Chinese is wrong because it's India is a man, Nepal is a man, Tibet is a man. The Chinese are wrong. But now I start thinking, female is actually more nicer actually than the male, Male with many hands, I prefer to have just female to an arm is enough, They do multi-purpose job, Female does multi-purpose jobs. I'm just saying this, So I went to so many Chinese homes, wherever I go. Actually, I don't see much Buddha statue. I see Konyan Pusa statue much more Chinese home than the Buddha's picture. I know Sri Lankan, you cannot accept that, but in Chinese culture, all like that. So I'm really impressed. That's why compassion is the real healer. the real greatest. So we have one very famous great meditator. This is last, okay? And I'm going to give you a question time. This is my favorite master. His name is Ngon Sangpa. It's over 700 years ago. He's a monk. And he lived in a cave that is lived by, the home of a vulture. You know vulture? It's a vulture home. The vulture lives on the very high mountain caves. And this teacher goes there and meditates. And I like his teaching because his teaching is very sharp, very precise, boom, like that. He doesn't tell stories, okay? And I like this teacher. And student asked him, you want to choose wisdom, Panchaparamita. You want to choose, anatta, right? No I, no? Praja. You choose praja or you choose karuna, compassion. Which you choose? They asked, the choice of these two. And he said, I choose compassion. And they said, why? He said, compassion you have in your heart, every Buddha's teaching going to be realized by compassion. So I'm going to choose compassion. That's why the compassion is the may all being happiness, may all being free from suffering. So we're going to do 5 times, okay? Because you go back, right? You're going to confuse. Which one is which one? Because I know many people does that. Which one is loving kindness or like that? So we do 5 times together, slowly, okay? May all being happiness, may all being free from suffering. May all being happiness, may all being free from suffering. May all being happiness, may all being free from suffering. May all being happiness. May all be free from suffering. May all be happiness. May all be free from suffering. May all be happiness. May all be free from suffering. Okay? Okay, this is for my short talk today. Don't be like dog, be like lion. Nature is pure, loving kindness, compassion, observation. Our mind is very sticky. Don't be like dog, be like lion. Nature is pure, may all being happiness, may all being free from suffering. Our mind is very sticky. And don't be like dog, be like lion. Okay, this is my talk. So you have any questions, please, you can ask. You can ask.
Thank you so much, Rinpoche, for sharing. We are truly fortunate to have experienced such exceptional teaching today. And we will now begin our question and answer session. And please put forward any question related to today's talk. Please raise your hand.
Yes. Please say name first and ask.
My name is Jerry. My question is, Rinpoche emphasized observation. That you emphasize observation, right?
Observation, yes.
So, when we are awake, easy to do observation. How about when we are sleeping in a dream? Is it possible we can do observation? Because normally when we have a dream, we also have an emotion like scary,
Yes.
angry, or kind of so many negative emotions. So how
Yes.
can, is that possible we can do the observation?
Yes. So you have two questions, right? One is observation. Yes, you can do. You can train in the daytime, a little bit more observation. You can actually get better when you're in the sleeping time, observation. So in the daytime, you need to learn to observe well. You can do well in the dream state. Observation comes more often. You right away you notice, I'm dreaming. Oh, I'm doing like instantly. Very high possibility you can improve. But then you said about nightmare. Many times, not all, many times the possibility of nightmare comes because you have some kind of hatred towards somebody or some kind of memory that you have. Anger or hatred, you're going to have nightmares. Like myself, I have nightmare for many years, like somebody chasing me with a sword, ghosts and all that. After I practicing this, and I really overcome my hatred to anybody, no one I hate, really that resolved my sort of like bad dreams actually disappeared. So now really I, like several years, I don't have no nightmares.
So that including even in your dream, you don't have any emotion?
Emotion, not so bad actually. Because majority emotion comes from your daytime, how much emotion you are, that comes back majority, not all of time, majority in the dream state. So that's why I keep telling you, you have a good dream. When you have daytime, you practice this, you have high possibility, you're going to have no dream, or you have dream, no ghost and no spirit, no chasing you after, and observing daytime really improves observation in dream state. And you want to improve more in the dream, before go to sleep, you remind yourself few times, observation important, observing important, few times, then go to sleep. That helps again in the dream state, observation improvement.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next question.
Thank you so much, Rinpoche, for the wonderful, beautiful talk. I'd like to ask a question about the same question follows like Venerable. How to deal with anxiety? Nowadays we have a lot of worries about future, what will happen tomorrow, pandemic waiting for us. So always uncertainty, and people are always in fight and flight mode.
Actually, anxiety is kind of survival mode, actually. We want to plan, we want to do correctly, we want to secure something. So when we're not sure, something uncertain, then you have a little fear kicks in. But fear is very consistent, but very small. Very tiny effect. It's not big. But when you're physically a little down, and emotional, you're not rested well, then this tiny becomes amplified. Then comes up very fast, then becomes anxiety. So for me, I don't usually work straight anxiety first. First I'm going to do this. I'm going to train two ways. First, I train how to become very decisive, meaning how I train my gut feeling, how I can decide things, like where I should do, which job I should choose, which field I should go. That kind of gut feeling is very important. So this kind of inner, sixth sense of gut feeling actually increases through meditation. I realized that. So I keep encouraging people, you don't need to do hours and hours of meditation. You can, number one, but you can't start from 10, 15 minutes first, something small, then it slowly increases. That increases your potential of, very decisive, very sixth sense, very guts feeling, improves very much. Then loving kindness, this overcomes directly working with the anxiety. Sometimes you can accept anxiety, but time to time you have fear, I think I'm dying now, or I think I have some disease, or I think I'm not going to get a job, or like that. Just focusing loving kindness, like this one practice, is really overcomes a lot of issues. But that is Anxiety, I don't think so, is a really problem. Why you have anxiety, you should look for that. Because you don't have no decisive, the gut feeling, the sixth sense is not strong. You're sort of, unsure, many things unsure. Then you worry about it too much, right? Combination, then you feel tired, and this thing, all anxiety comes. So anxiety is like a byproduct of our lifestyle. So you need to fix the lifestyle, then you can work with anxiety directly. You want to do it, then I do loving kindness and compassion practices.
Thank you so much.
Not 100% benefit, but slightly okay.
Hi, Rinpoche. Thank you
Hi.
for coming. Hi.
Sorry for family losing home.
Thank you. I have, and also just recently because of that, I've noticed, he always tells me I have trouble accepting help. And I'm wondering if that's connected to dignity. And
No, it's connected with pride.
Oh.
No wanting to accept things, actually pride. Because the dignity does not have that kind of, dignity always have, this nature is pure, but it's very skillful. I need something help, you just go ahead. Dignity does not affect that. Somebody point you, oh, you're really angry today. You have dignity, you're not going to be upset. Or when somebody say you're angry today, you're upset, that is not dignity, that is pride. The differences of pride and dignity, pride is more like easily affected by anyone pointing out things or advising things like that. Dignity actually does not have that. So that is the differences of dignity and pride. Very similar, but that is the difference. So you need help, you need to ask the help, no problem.
Thank you.
I know. I have blood pressure, right? So I'm taking Western medicine. So I check what is the bad for Western medicine. They say sometimes affect digestive, sometimes long-term kidney. So then I go to Tibetan doctor. Okay, what you can give me for my digestive, protection? What you can give me my kidney protection? Then I had a Western, they check my urine, and blood. They said, oh, you have this something coming from your pee. That means your kidney function is slightly getting worse, not good. Your blood show. And I tell my Tibetan doctor, please give me some medicine, herbs that can help my kidney. Then I take herbs to protect my kidney. After 3 months, I go check again. Oh, your kidney is fine. The function is good. So like that. So I observe. I know where to get help. Then I ask my Chinese TCM doctor, Chinese acupuncture. I said, I don't want to take medicine, but you can put needles. And she said, oh, no problem. And she's my student, and she's becoming very, very good now. Like she's improving so much. She's very good for kidney, liver, stroke, heart. Then I go to her. 2 weeks I stay. And she comes and she put needles, 20 foot, 25, 30 in the head until the feet, And they, moksa version? You know moksa? Stick with the, you don't know? They have this moksa version, right? They have stick with the herbs, and they burn, and they put a needle, and they put this, the moksa, like the heat, the warm, and she does that. And that helped my body so much. After 2 weeks later, my blood pressure becomes so normal, so good, just by that needle. So that's why I know how to ask help. You understand? I can say I'm Lama and I chant mantra, I can fix everything. No, I don't. Certain things you need to know where to get medicine. That's why Buddha teach actually medicine. Our master all teach medicine. And we do some mantras, we do meditation, we do some exercise, we balance. We are not like saying that, oh, you just chant every day, you fix everything. No, we don't say that. We say, take medicine, take care of your health, you do exercise. My meditation master says, exercise every day. He's 96 years old. He said, don't walk like a big man. It's not going to help you, he says. You walk like an army. That helps, this kind of encouragement like that. Okay. Okay, so any questions?
One
please
last
ask.
question before we proceed.
Thank you, Member Jay, for your talk. So my question is about, I work as a psychotherapy person, as a psychotherapist. So sometimes, like I have this feeling like, yeah, I know what the answer for you is, but I also have this doubt like, but maybe my answer is not the best answer for you. Maybe that's just my arrogance, but I think I see everything clearly, but maybe I don't. So how do you balance that? How do you deal with that?
This answer given by Buddha, but I don't know is really relevant for you and me now. Buddha actually mentioned that when you do emptiness meditation actually means non-meditation. It's no meditation. Everybody thinks that emptiness meditation is actually meditation. Actually, emptiness meditation is non-meditation. Okay? And I'm not going to explain more than that. But Buddha said, when you do emptiness meditation, what it becomes is your mind becomes like a mirror. Mirror? No judgment, no advising, nothing in. Your mind becomes like a mirror, clean mirror. When the people comes, the patient comes, right? When they look at the mirror, they see what they need to see. Meaning that person knows exactly what to say when their mind is completely free. Like for example, my mind is free from my judgment. I can actually say things that actually directly I can benefit the person. That is what Buddha mentioned. That's why you really need to meditate emptiness meditation. You can benefit the beings, yourself, but actually more than yourself, you can benefit beings. Now you cannot have that one, because it takes time to meditate, train. Then he said, the second part is loving kindness and compassion. Right? When you have loving kindness and compassion, you're understanding the person, not your opinion, but you actually looking the person through your compassion. The compassion meaning exchanging. Right? You need to put yourself in that person's position, you need to exchange the position. Then you think and you observe. Then you do well. So, through your observation, through your compassion, through your loving kindness, observe and explain and use very skillful way to say, and you few words and you look at them and not working, you just turn around like that, and this is how you do. Skillful means. Okay? Right now. For now. Last one.
One more.
Okay, 3:30 is already there.
Oh.
So,
Hi. Good afternoon. Thank you, Joseph. Joseph, very briefly, you mentioned about exercise, training, discipline. What becomes of that? You said
about exercise?
Yes, the discipline exercise.
So I'm become a very steady practicing exercise. Different type of exercise, but I do it because I do observation. I observe without exercise how my body feels, how I am. When I do exercise, how I feel, how I am, like my body experience. Through my observations, I can maintain my aspiration, my encouragement of maintaining my exercise. It's just an example.
Yes.
So you learn to observation correctly, you will meditate, and you will carry on meditation. Now you don't do observation well, then meditation, sometimes no, sometimes inspiration, sometimes no inspiration, that happens.
Okay.
This is what I'm trying to say.
Consistency.
Consistency is important. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Professor.
Now we begin the book signing event. So Rinpoche's book Awakening Dignity is available for purchase. So it's $20. So you can get the book from the backside. And please bring forward to get this autograph from the Rinpoche. And please make a line. And on behalf of the Los Angeles Sangha, so I would like to request Rinpoche to come back again here to give us a talk in future. And also I would like to thank our Dharma friend Robert for organizing this event. So without his help, it is not possible. Thank you very much.